Ladies, let's get brutally honest for a second. You've been told your whole life that if you just eat less and move more, you'll lose the weight. But now you've hit menopause, you're eating salads, walking every day, cutting calories, maybe even skipping dessert, and yet your belly seems to have a mind of its own. That soft ring around your midsection that never used to be there. It's not because you got lazy or careless. It's not because you've lost willpower. It's because your biology has shifted, and nobody bothered to tell you the truth about it during menopause. Your body isn't playing by the old rules anymore. As estrogen and progesterone begin to decline, the balance of hormones that once kept fat distribution in check starts to tilt. Suddenly, insulin, the hormone that controls fat storage, becomes the dominant player. When insulin stays high, your body stops burning fat efficiently and starts storing it, especially right around the belly. It's your body's survival mechanism kicking in, not a personal failure, not a sign you're doing something wrong, and here's the part most so-called experts never mention. It's not about calories in versus calories out. It's about hormonal signaling. You could eat the same number of calories you did 10 years ago, even fewer, and still gain weight because your metabolism isn't just running slower. It's being told by your hormones to conserve energy and store fat. Cardio won't fix it. Starving yourself won't fix it. In fact, those things often make it worse by raising stress hormones like cortisol and breaking down precious muscle mass. The good news is, there's a fix, a smart, science-backed fix that works with your hormones, not against them. It's not another diet. It's not hours on a treadmill. It's a protein-based metabolic reset that stabilizes insulin, preserves lean muscle, and reignites fat burning from the inside out. Here's how protein becomes your secret weapon against menopause fat gain. Let's pull back the curtain on what's really happening inside your body during menopause, because the truth is, this isn't just about getting older. It's about hormones, the chemical messengers that control nearly everything about how your body uses and stores energy. When these hormones start to shift, the rules of fat loss change completely, and if you don't understand the new rules, you'll end up frustrated, blaming yourself for something that isn't your fault first. Let's talk about estrogen. For most of your adult life, estrogen has been your secret ally. It helps your body store fat in a more balanced way, usually around the hips and thighs, not the belly. But as estrogen drops during menopause, that protective effect disappears. Your body starts redistributing fat from the pear shape to the apple shape. Suddenly, fat migrates right to your midsection. Why? Because with lower estrogen, your cells become less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that decides whether you burn or store fat. That means higher blood sugar, more insulin in circulation, and a metabolism that gets sluggish and stubborn. Then there's progesterone, the hormone that once balanced estrogen and kept stress in check. When progesterone declines, you don't just lose that hormonal balance, you also get a bump in cortisol, your main stress hormone. And cortisol loves to tell your body, store fat, especially around the belly, just in case there's a famine. So even if you're eating less, your body's response is to hold onto fat like it's preparing for survival mode. That's why so many women say, I'm doing everything right, but my belly just won't budge. It's not you, it's your hormones changing the rules of metabolism. Now let's look at insulin, the most misunderstood hormone in the fat loss world. Insulin's job is to take sugar from your blood and move it into your cells for energy or storage. But when insulin levels stay elevated, which is incredibly common during menopause, your fat burning switch gets stuck in the off position. Imagine trying to start a fire when someone keeps pouring water on it. That's exactly what high insulin does. It constantly tells your body, don't burn fat, store it. even small snacks, too frequent meals, or that healthy, low fat yogurt can spike insulin and keep you locked in fat, storing mode all day long. When estrogen and progesterone fall, insulin doesn't get the same level of regulation it used to. That's why so many women become insulin resistant during menopause. It's not that your pancreas suddenly forgot how to work, it's that your cells are no longer listening to insulin's message properly. Think of insulin like a key and your cells like a lock. When you were younger, that key turned easily, opening the door for energy to flow. But now the lock is rusty. Your body keeps producing more and more insulin to try and get the door open, but all that extra insulin just tells your body to keep storing fat. That's insulin resistance in a nutshell, and it doesn't stop there. This hormonal storm affects appetite and energy too. Lower estrogen makes your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, misfire. You feel hungrier even when you've eaten enough, and your satiety signals the ones that tell you you're full stop working as efficiently. Add in less sleep, more stress, and blood sugar swings, and you've got the perfect setup for midsection fat to accumulate faster than ever before. Your body isn't broken, it's adapting to survive in a new hormonal environment. But to thrive in it, you have to stop treating it like it's still 25. This is why Eat Less, Move More completely misses the mark. Cutting calories just stresses your body further, increasing cortisol and worsening insulin resistance. Doing endless cardio can actually break down muscle, your biggest metabolic engine, making fat loss even harder. You can't out-will or out-cardio your hormones. You have to work with them. You have to reset the system that's controlling the signal, and that reset starts with protein. Because protein does what no other macronutrient can. It tells your body to lower insulin, preserve lean muscle, and reignite fat burning. Protein acts like the teacher your metabolism forgot how to listen to. It stabilizes blood sugar, balances appetite hormones, and keeps your metabolic fire burning even when hormones are shifting. You don't fix this by eating less, you fix it by teaching your body to listen to protein. Let's get one thing straight right now. Insulin runs the fat storage show. You can blame carbs, calories, or even your age all day long, but the real gatekeeper deciding whether you burn fat or store it is insulin. When insulin is high, fat burning shuts off like a light switch. When insulin is low, your body finally starts unlocking fat for fuel. It's that simple, and yet most people never hear this truth from their doctor. Insulin's job is to move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. That's perfectly normal. It's supposed to happen after you eat. But here's the trap. In our modern world, we eat too often and we snack constantly. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, dessert, and every single bite tells your pancreas to release insulin. That means insulin levels never get a break, and when insulin stays high all day, your fat burning switch stays off all day too. You can be in a constant state of storing fat, even if you're eating healthy, and it gets worse when your meals are low in protein and high in carbs or processed foods. Those meals spike your blood sugar fast, forcing your body to pump out even more insulin to clean up the sugar. Over time, your cells stop responding to that insulin signal. They become numb to it. It's like trying to open a door with a key that no longer fits the lock. No matter how much you twist, it won't budge, so your body produces more insulin to force the door open. The result, insulin resistance. And when insulin resistance takes hold, your body gets stuck in storage mode. You can't burn the fat you already have, and every meal makes the problem worse. This is why so many people gain weight even when they're eating small meals. They eat 6 times a day to boost metabolism. Myth is one of the worst pieces of advice ever given. Every time you eat, insulin goes up. Every time insulin goes up, fat burning shuts down. The more often you eat, the less opportunity your body has to tap into stored fat for fuel. You're constantly topping up blood sugar, constantly releasing insulin, constantly locking fat inside your cells. Here's the kicker: insulin doesn't just control fat storage, it controls your hunger too. High insulin makes you crave carbs and sugary foods. It makes you feel hungry even when you've eaten enough. That's why when people try to diet with low protein, low at meals, they feel miserable and hungry all the time. It's not a willpower issue, it's a hormonal trap. Insulin has hijacked your hunger signals and is keeping you on a blood sugar roller coaster that never ends. Now let's flip the switch. Protein is the single most powerful tool you have to bring insulin down naturally. When you eat high-quality protein, it slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and tells your body to release just a small, controlled amount of insulin, enough to do its job, but not enough to block fat burning. Protein also stimulates glucagon, the hormone that does the opposite of insulin. Glucagon says, burn fat for energy. So every time you prioritize protein, you're literally sending your body a signal to unlock stored fat and start using it as fuel. And there's another hidden benefit: protein preserves lean muscle, and muscle tissue is your biggest insulin sponge. The more muscle you have, the better your body can handle glucose without overproducing insulin. That means less fat storage, more steady energy, and fewer cravings. Protein keeps your metabolism running hot instead of letting it cool down into slow, sluggish mode. It's like tuning up your metabolic engine so it runs clean and efficient instead of sputtering and storing. This is exactly why people who eat enough protein find it easier to fast naturally. They're not hungry all the time because their blood sugar stays stable. Their energy stays even. Their cravings disappear. And because insulin finally drops low enough, their bodies start burning fat between meals, exactly the way the human body was designed to function. Now let's connect this back to menopause, because this is where things get tricky. During menopause, estrogen drops, and estrogen plays a major role in keeping your cells sensitive to insulin. When estrogen falls, your insulin sensitivity takes a hit, meaning insulin levels climb even higher, and fat storage becomes the default. That's why so many women find belly fat creeping up even when they haven't changed their diet at all. High insulin and low estrogen is the perfect storm for stubborn belly fat, but here's the empowering truth: you can fix it. You can turn that fat storing switch off. You can retrain your metabolism to burn again. The tool isn't another restrictive diet or endless cardio. It's protein, the right amount, at the right time, consistently. Because during menopause, high insulin and low estrogen make belly fat almost inevitable unless you master protein timing. When it comes to fat loss during menopause, what you eat matters, but when you eat, it can make or break your results. Timing is everything, especially when your hormones are shifting. Insulin, cortisol, and growth hormone all dance in a delicate rhythm throughout the day. If you eat protein at the right time, you work with that rhythm. If you eat at the wrong time, you fight against it, and your body pays the price with stalled fat loss, low energy, and cravings that won't quit. Let's start with the morning. When you wake up, cortisol, your alertness hormone, naturally spikes. That's your body's way of getting you out of bed and ready for the day. But if you skip protein and grab a coffee and a carb-heavy breakfast, that cortisol spike combines with insulin, sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster. You feel energized for an hour, then crash hard mid-morning, hungry again and craving something sweet. Now you've set the wrong tone for the entire day. Your body stays in fat storage mode instead of fat burning mode. But when you start your day with a high protein meal, eggs, meat, Greek yogurt, a protein shake, you send a completely different signal. Insulin rises just enough to feed your muscles, cortisol drops to normal, and your fat burning switch flips on. You feel satisfied, focused, and stable for hours. Morning protein literally tells your metabolism, "We're in control today." Now let's look at the evening. Many women make the mistake of eating too little during the day and too much at night. Skipping protein in the morning, grazing on snacks, then eating a heavy dinner is a recipe for fat storage. At night, your body naturally prepares for rest. Insulin sensitivity is lower in the evening, meaning the same food that might be fine at noon is more likely to be stored as fat at 8 p.m. That doesn't mean you can't eat protein at dinner. You should, but your biggest protein meal should come earlier in the day, when your body is primed to use it for muscle repair and energy rather than storage. Think of protein as fuel that your engine burns most efficiently in the morning. And early afternoon, here's where things get really interesting, combining fasting with protein. First, meals. This is what I call the protein fasting break. Instead of grazing all day, you give your body a clean fasting window, say 14 to 16 hours, where insulin stays low and fat burning ramps up. Then, when you break your fast, you don't do it with toast or fruit or cereal. You break it with protein. That first bite of the day is your hormonal signal. A protein first meal keeps insulin steady, prevents a blood sugar spike, and helps your body stay in fat burning mode even after eating. It's like you've built a switch that you can flip at will. Fasting lowers insulin, protein keeps it stable, and your metabolism keeps humming during menopause. This strategy is pure gold because your hormones are more sensitive to timing. Estrogen and progesterone fluctuations can throw cortisol and insulin out of sync. When cortisol stays high from stress or poor sleep, it tells your body to hold onto belly fat. But if you pair your fasting window with a protein-rich breakfast, you help normalize that cortisol rhythm. You start the day in a calm, balanced state instead of a stressed, sugar-craving spiral. That's how you win the hormonal game. Here's a simple framework anyone can follow. Step 1. Stop snacking. Every snack spikes insulin and shuts off fat burning. Step 2. Fast overnight for at least 12 to 14 hours. Step 3. When it's time to eat, break your fast with 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein. Step 4. Make lunch your next protein anchor. This keeps insulin flat and energy steady through the afternoon. Step 5. Keep dinner lighter with moderate protein and fewer carbs to let growth hormone do its job overnight, repairing tissue and promoting fat loss. This rhythm aligns perfectly with your natural hormonal flow: cortisol high in the morning, insulin balanced midday, growth hormone active at night. Visualize it like this: every meal is a chance to flip your fat burning switch back on. Every time you choose protein first, you teach your body to burn instead of store. Every fasting window is a reset button for your metabolism. You're not depriving yourself, you're retraining your hormones to work for you again. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to count calories, chase macros, or live on shakes. Just get your timing right. Morning protein to stabilize hormones, midday protein to sustain energy, fasting periods to keep insulin low. Consistency turns this from a strategy into a lifestyle. Once your body learns this rhythm, fat loss becomes effortless, hunger disappears, and energy returns. Protein at the right time doesn't just feed your body, it resets your hormones. If you want to take control of your metabolism during menopause, you've got to stop fearing muscle and start fighting for it. Muscle isn't masculine, it's your metabolic armor. It's what keeps your metabolism young, your body strong, and your fat-burning engine running hot. During menopause, when hormones like estrogen and progesterone start to decline, muscle becomes the most valuable thing you own. Lose it, and your metabolism slows to a crawl. Protect it, and you'll burn fat effortlessly, even while you rest. Here's the harsh truth nobody tells women. Starting around age 40, You can lose up to half a pound of muscle per year if you're not actively doing something about it. That doesn't sound like much until you realize what it does to your metabolism. Muscle is active tissue. It burns calories even when you're sitting still. Fat, on the other hand, just sits there taking up space. When you lose muscle, you lose your body's ability to burn energy efficiently. That's why many women say, "I'm eating the same way I always have, but now I'm gaining weight." It's not the food that changed, it's your muscle mass and the hormones that protected estrogen used to help you preserve muscle by keeping your cells insensitive and supporting growth hormone activity. Once estrogen drops, your body becomes more prone to breaking down muscle, especially if your protein intake is low. Add in chronic dieting, calorie restriction, and too much cardio, and you're accelerating that loss. The result is what I call skinny fat, a lower muscle tone, higher body fat, and a sluggish metabolism that refuses to cooperate. You can't starve your way out of this. You can't treadmill your way out either. You have to feed your metabolism, not punish it. Protein is the tool that flips this around. It's not just a nutrient, it's a signal. When you eat enough protein, your body gets the message. Preserve muscle, don't break it down. Protein provides the amino acids your muscles need to rebuild and repair after everyday use. Without enough of it, your body will steal those amino acids from your own muscle tissue. That's how many women end up losing muscle even while trying to lose fat. They diet hard, eat low protein, and their body burns muscle for fuel instead of fat. The scale might drop, but what you're losing is your metabolic firepower. Let's make this simple. Muscle equals metabolism. The more lean muscle you have, the more calories your body burns all day long, even while sleeping. Muscle is like the engine in your car. A bigger, stronger engine burns more fuel. Lose muscle, and it's like trading in your V8 for a lawnmower engine. You can still move, but you're not going anywhere fast. Build or maintain muscle, and suddenly your body starts working for you again instead of against you. You'll notice your shape tighten, your energy rise, and your fat loss speed up without needing to cut calories into the ground now. Let's tackle one of the biggest myths out there, the fear of getting bulky. Women have been told for decades that lifting weights or eating more protein will make them look manly. That's nonsense. You don't have the testosterone levels needed to bulk up like a bodybuilder. What actually happens when you build muscle is your body becomes more sculpted, tighter, and more defined. You shrink, not swell. Muscle doesn't make you big, fat does. Muscle is what gives you that firm, lean look that most women are chasing without realizing it. When you build muscle, you're not just changing how your body looks, you're changing how it functions at a cellular level. And let's be clear about cardio. Cardio is fine for heart health, but it's not the fat loss miracle it's been sold as. Too much cardio, especially when paired with low calories, breaks down muscle tissue. It burns energy in the short term, but weakens your metabolic engine in the long run. If you really want results, resistance training is your best friend. Lifting weights or doing bodyweight strength work tells your body, hey, we need this muscle. Then, when you pair that with protein-rich meals, your body listens. It holds onto muscle, burns fat for energy, and your metabolism stays high. This combination, protein and strength training, is the ultimate menopause body reset. It balances your hormones naturally, lowers insulin, improves muscle tone, and reignites fat burning. And the best part, you don't need to kill yourself in the gym. 2 or 3 sessions a week of strength work and consistent protein intake are enough to transform your metabolism. You'll stand taller, feel stronger, and your body will finally start working with you instead of against you. You have to understand, muscle is not just about looking fit, it's about staying vibrant, capable, and metabolically young. Every ounce of muscle you preserve protects your energy, your bones, and your independence. It keeps your insulin in check, your metabolism alive, and your body fat under control. During menopause, that's not optional, it's essential. Preserve your muscle, and you preserve your fat burning power. You've learned the truth about menopause, hormones, insulin, and protein. Now it's time to turn that knowledge into action. Because all the science in the world means nothing if you don't have a plan to live it. The good news is, this doesn't require perfection, calorie counting, or hours in the gym. What it takes is consistency. For just 7 days, you're going to teach your body how to burn fat again naturally, efficiently, and without hunger. This is your menopause protein reset blueprint. Here's how it works. The next 7 days are about retraining your metabolism and resetting your hormones through protein, first eating, fasting windows, and simple, balanced meals. No complicated rules, no tracking apps, just structure, strategy, and commitment. Because when you eat in alignment with your hormones, your body remembers exactly what to do. You're not broken, you're just out of balance. This plan brings you back into balance day 1-2. Reset the signal. You start by cutting the noise. No constant snacking, no grazing, no sugar hits every 2 hours. Give your body clean fasting windows of at least 14 hours overnight. That means if you finish dinner at 7 p.m., your first meal is around 9 a.m. When you do eat, make it protein first. Start your day with 30 to 40 grams of protein: eggs, Greek yogurt, meat, or a quality protein shake. That first meal is your signal to lower insulin and activate fat burning. Keep your meals simple: protein, healthy fats, and low-starch vegetables. 3 meals, no snacks. Your hunger will drop naturally because your blood sugar finally stabilizes day 3-4. Reignite the engine now that insulin is coming down and your cravings are calming. It's time to boost your metabolism by supporting muscle. Keep your protein high around 100 to 120 grams a day, depending on your size, and add light resistance training or bodyweight exercise. Nothing crazy, just move with purpose. This keeps your muscle tissue active, your metabolism hot, and your insulin sensitivity improving. Remember, muscle is your metabolic engine. You're tuning it up every time you eat protein or lift something heavy. By day 4, you'll feel more stable energy, better sleep, and a noticeable reduction in bloating or puffiness around your belly. Day 5-6. Flip the fat burning switch. Your body is now adjusting to its new rhythm. Fasting overnight is easy. You're not obsessing about food, and your energy feels cleaner. This is when fat burning really turns on. Your cells are responding better to insulin. Cortisol is leveling out, and your metabolism is burning stored fat between meals. Keep your fasting window consistent, 14 to 16 hours, and continue breaking your fast with protein first meals. If you want to push results further, make lunch your biggest meal with 40 grams of protein, and keep dinner light and early. That gives your body more time overnight to burn fat and repair muscle. Day 7. The blueprint becomes a lifestyle by day 7. You're not dieting, you're resetting. You've stabilized blood sugar, balanced your hunger hormones, and taught your body to prefer fat for fuel. You'll notice less belly bloat, steadier moods, and mental clarity that feels brand new. You've proven something powerful, that your metabolism isn't broken. It just needed the right signals. And those signals come from timing, fasting, and protein. From this day forward, your goal is to live in this rhythm. 3 balanced meals, protein first, overnight fasting, strength over starvation. This is the foundation for lifelong metabolic health. You'll also notice something deeper than fat loss: freedom. You're not controlled by food anymore. You're not chasing the next snack or feeling guilty after every meal. You're finally in charge of your hunger, your energy, your body. And that's what this reset is truly about, reclaiming control of your biology. Because when you stabilize insulin, preserve muscle, and eat in sync with your hormones, everything else falls into place. Cravings fade, energy rises, fat melts, confidence returns. Your biology is ready to burn fat again, so don't think of this as a 7-day challenge. Think of it as a 7-day awakening. It's the first chapter of a new story where you work with your body, not against it. You'll discover that fat loss isn't about punishment, it's about precision, not deprivation, direction. You've spent years being told to eat less, move more, and ignore your hunger. Now you know better. You know that menopause doesn't break your metabolism, it just changes the playbook. And you have the new playbook right here. This is your time to reset, rebuild, and reignite. No starvation, no frustration. Just a smarter way to eat, live, and feel amazing in your skin again. Because this isn't a diet, it's your metabolic reset, your hormonal reboot, your long-term fat burning lifestyle. You've got the tools, you've got the science, and you've got the power. Now it's time to use them. This is your blueprint to live lean, strong, and hormonally balanced for life.